AITA for not letting my daughter go to a Halloween party. My husband 34 and I 34 have 6 kids. Our 2 oldest are our 15-year-old daughter Autumn and our 13-year-old son, Thatcher. Thatcher and Autumn are both at the age where they don't go trick-or-treating for Halloween anymore. Both of them have different parties they want to go to. Thatcher and his girlfriend want to go as Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. My son plays baseball and watches all sports, including the NFL. His girlfriend is into Taylor Swift. Autumn and her boyfriend want to go as Marie and Pierre Curie. The issue has been Autumn and her boyfriend saying mean things to Thatcher and his girlfriend about their costume. The biggest issue is that they said that his girlfriend shouldn't be Taylor Swift because his girlfriend is black. We are white and live in a very white area. She's one of the few black kids in the district. Thatcher got into a massive argument with Autumn over this. We weren't home when this happened, but when Thatcher told us what happened, we spoke to both of them. Thatcher was justifiably really angry. He said that it didn't matter because anyone can be Taylor Swift for Halloween. Thatcher tries to learn about his girlfriend's struggles and culture. We talked to Autumn about this and she at first dismissed it. We pushed her and she wouldn't apologize until we had to threaten to take away her electronics. A few days later, she made a comment about how dumb the costume was and how they're only going as it because they're famous and how my son is just following trends. Autumn was talked to again and she apologized. The last straw was yesterday. I had gotten a call from Autumn's science teacher that her and her boyfriend were complaining about Thatcher's costume and had made other kids uncomfortable. I apologized and she said that Autumn and her boyfriend had said racist things before and I asked why she didn't tell me. She told me she emailed me. After talking for a bit, we realized the email in the school system was wrong and I gave her my correct email and she said she'd help me get it changed in the system. I talked to Autumn and she said that her and her boyfriend just tell the truth in class. She also admitted she wasn't sorry for what she said to Thatcher. I told her she wasn't allowed to go to the Halloween party and she told me I was overreacting. I asked some of my friends for advice and they said I was being too hard on her. My son, however, is really upset and says that knowing she's getting grounded for her behavior makes him more comfortable bringing his girlfriend over. He says he wouldn't want to live with us if we didn't punish her racism. AITA for not letting a service dog into my party. I 29 male hosted a pumpkin carving party for my friends and I this past weekend and a decision I made is causing drama amongst us. The party was indoors as it's still nearly 100 during the day where I'm at. I dislike cats and dogs, any and all. My friends know this. Primarily, I think they are filthy. I want nothing to do with them because of that. A buddy and his current fling, early relationship girlfriend, however you want to define it, showed up. She has a golden retriever with her. I did not know this dog was coming. No one ran this by me. I would have said no. I pulled him aside and told him the dog had to go. He says if the dog has to go, she has to go, and then I have to go too. I just say, come on man, you should know better than to bring a dog to my house. He said that it's a service animal, apparently for diabetes. He thought it would be different. I said no, it might medically help her, but it's still a freaking animal. He starts arguing but maintain my stance. I offered to keep it in the garage with the AC on. He goes and talks to his girl and she looks annoyed. I felt bad about that. They opt to leave. He lets me know I'm a jerk. My friends were all split on how I handled it. AITA for not serving alcohol at my Halloween party. I 27 female don't drink alcohol. It's a personal decision. I don't mind if other people drink around me as long as they respect my desire not to and don't get pushy. I regularly host parties and small gatherings with friends, and I usually serve a variety of food and non-alcoholic beverages, usually beverages that I would drink if there were any left over, and I'm fine with people bringing their own alcohol if they want to drink, and it's never been an issue before. Most of my friends know I don't drink, and my parties are usually a success either way. This year I hosted a Halloween party and I invited friends and a couple coworkers that were cool but I wasn't super close friends with yet, and a few friends brought over their friends as well. As usual, I didn't serve alcohol. Things were going fine, and then my coworkers showed up, a few of them clearly already slightly buzzed. My best friend Kev, who knows I don't drink and had sometimes brought his own alcohol to my place in the past, starts chatting with my coworkers, and then after a while, loudly starts talking about wanting a drink and offers to go to the convenience store down the block to buy some alcohol. People were excited about this, so Kev left, got some booze, and came back. After the party, before he left, Kev pulled me aside and gave me a lecture. He told me that he respected my decision not to drink, but that if I was throwing a party for anyone outside of my close friends, alcohol was an expectation, and that I was going to disappoint a lot of people or be seen as misleading if there wasn't alcohol. He insisted that next time, I should at least warn people that I wasn't serving alcohol, in case that was a deal breaker or they wanted to bring their own, but that really, I should just suck it up and serve alcohol at my parties in the future. He also insisted that he'd save my party by going out and buying booze, and asked if I would chip in for the cost of the alcohol he'd bought. I was shocked and refused, but today Kev sent me a Venmo request for it anyway and reminded me that I owed him for it. His Venmo request was for $75. I was shocked and hadn't realized it was such a big deal. AITA for not serving alcohol and for not warning people about this in advance. AITA telling my husband he shouldn't do matching Ken, Barbie costumes with his female coworker. My husband has an employee with whom he works really closely. He is her boss and then she is the boss for many other of his employees in the office. They travel and spend a lot of time together. We've all spent time together and I am confident he's not interested in her and nothing is going on romantically between them. However, their office is having a Halloween party and she is asking him to be Ken and she will be the matching Barbie. She sent him a link to the costume. She included me in the group chat about coordinating their matching costumes. I'm not invited to the party, it's just at work during the work day. I think there is a costume competition she wants to win. I told him privately I don't like the optics of them being matching Ken and Barbie when they already publicly travel and spend so much time together. His idea of fixing it was sending an email to their smaller team of 6 people, sharing the costume link and the statement Mary and I are wearing this, y'all should consider getting it too and we can all match at the big party. I said instead of fixing the problem of the bad optics, he just announced to everyone, in writing, that they got matching Ken, Barbie costumes on purpose and made it worse. No optics fixed. I do acknowledge the whole office matching at the big corporate party would be cute if the smaller team decides to invest the $50 each to match. It's better than if those two had just showed up at the big corporate party as matching Ken, Barbie. Update: this post got so much input, and I'm grateful. He's a grown man who has come really far in his career making his own decisions. I feel like I share my opinion with him and then it's up to him. He knows his office and team and I hope he's right that it doesn't reflect poorly on him or her. I still think it does, but it's not my career or my office and I'm letting it go, deferring to his judgment. Second update: I tried to just defer to his judgment and let it go. We talked about it today among other topics and he said they're the only two matching exactly, the only two in big boxes. And I realized I still think it's a bad idea and we just can't talk about it because I don't respect his decision like I want to. I told him I don't trust her judgment or suggestions for things they should do together anymore either, after this and a couple others she has had over the years. To me it's like avoiding the tipping point. Why make choices that could possibly move you closer to that point when there's so much you can't control that does, like travel together? AITA for asking my GF to leave my party or change after she showed up in a revealing costume. I 24 male have been seeing my GF Rachel 21 for almost 3 months. She's met my family twice before this. I recently decided to throw a Halloween party with my older brother. We're roommates and it was a costume party. It was meant to be kid-friendly since our older siblings both have children who would be attending and our parents were coming. Rachel was aware of this and originally told me she was being a witch and showed me her costume which she left at my house. On the night of the party, she showed up early in a really revealing Jessica Rabbit costume. I quit those cuts are in the side, but it went up to her waist showing a matching pair of what I assume was underwear but she called it covering and part of the costume, with a bunch of cleavage exposed. I pulled her aside and told her she knew this was a family-friendly party and asked why she thought to wear that. She told me it was supposed to be a surprise for me and thought I'd love it. I told her I'd love it any other time, but that she needed to change before people got there. She told me she wouldn't and that it wasn't a big deal and that I was being controlling and overreacting. Plus Jessica Rabbit was a kid's character, so I told her either change or leave. She got upset and ended up changing, but left right after the party even though she was meant to sleep over and didn't really socialize during the party. She left maybe an hour ago and still hasn't answered my text. AITA.